This is your brother G World 7_D again, and this is a book. It's called Ancient Ruins of the Southwest. Now, remember when I mentioned that the Mali were the Anasazi, and the Mali were in this country, I want to say from California all the way to Virginia. The Mali had a presence there with a breaking off different tribal groups of the Mali Empire. Alright, so I want to go turn pages here. I'm going to go to page, I want to say 36, whatever. Page 36, whatever. Get this little weight set here. 36. It starts off with the Anasazi right here. The Anasazi. A 2,000-year continuum. But the prehistory of the American Southwest is dominated by one vital and enduring group of people, the Anasazi. This culture emerged in the first several centuries BC out of a semi-nomadic hunting and gathering tradition into a settled village life with an increasing dependence on horticulture. The first Anasazi sheltered themselves from the harsh winters of the Colorado Plateau in crude, shallow, one-family pit houses often built at the mouths of caves or under rock overhangs. Much later, the Anasazi acquired agriculture and engineering skills with which they built large multi-story masonry pueblos, a few of which have survived in remarkably good condition to the present day. Anasazi is a Navajo term often loosely translated as ancient ones, but it can also connote an enemy people from the past. Despite frequent misleading emphasis in popular literature, the Anasazi ruins represent neither a vanished race nor a lost civilization. I'm going to stop right there, alright? I showed you the structures. I want you to go back in some of my old videos. And some of the structures I showed you before, comparing what you see with the Mali and what you see over in the Southwest of the Anasazi. And you can tell those are the same people. It's just that one was over in Africa and one was here in the Americas. And I'm going to show you some structures, right? I want you to pick up on it, man. You have to pick up on this information because it's in your face. Okay? Here's one. Mesa Verde National Park. Remember I showed you the Mali before? The cliff dwellings they built into the rocks. See how people had the tools to carve into rock, to cut into rock. They were great masonry people. They were masons, skilled masons. Now mason, when you think of masons now, you think of some little goofy fraternity man. No, these guys were actual skilled builders. Alright, this is the Mesa Verde National Park. We'll go on and turn to page 41. Now, I showed you with the Dogon, man. The similarities that you see with the Dogon, man. The similarities that you see, this is carved into rock, man. It's carved into rock. I'll go even further. Alright. So looks like I'm going a little further. Here's another image. Alright. Here's another image. Carved into rock. See them little poles right there? The poles that you see? You see that with the Dogon. Alright? You see that with the Dogon. We'll go even further. Alright? That's 40. That was 44. I'm going to go to page 71. Here it is. See? See that? See that carving up in there? into rock, you see that exactly with the Dogon. Right? Like I said before, they were master masons. They were able to carve and cut into rock. Right? Yeah. Another page. Showing these images. See? These images. This is not coincidence that these this is not by chance, all right? That this stuff is similar because the same people travel the world. You know, when you listen to Umar Johnson, you brought up here in slave and you're in Africa. Whatever, man. Whatever. I can't stomach that man no more. But the ignorance of some of our people, man, it's deafening. But see. This is the exact same structures. So I'm not just making stuff up. This is stuff I've studied for years. Mm-hmm. I have books all over this house, man. Ugh, crazy. You know, so, hold up. And I get another one. I want to show another angle. This is through the Southwest. Like I showed you the Dogon before. Or, excuse me, yeah, the Dogon. And the Mali, the buildings that they build, the structure they build all on the higher cliff. This is a way to protect themselves from enemies. They can see their enemies have to climb up. And that'd be a tougher way to attack and to defeat them when they have to climb high up, and they can get their bow and archer arrows and to shoot down the people who are climbing up because they have a better view. Instead of people climbing up, they have to look up and shoot up while they just look down. It's a tougher attack. Let me put it that way. When you go, you have to climb up the rocks compared to just going a flat surface. All right. A lot of stuff is common sense. Like I said before, you have a Mali in California. All right. All the way, and then I told you just the Anasazi or the Mali in the Southwest, and then you have the Malians people. You have a tribe known as the Mandan over in the East and the Midwest. All right. And I'm letting you know this because I said before, they use the riverbeds to travel throughout the country. That was a highway. And they use that highway to travel and to build different types of structures. So you're not going to flat out tell you that these was the Mali. All right. But you got to do the research and you'll understand that and see that. Like I said, when you look at, there's a Timbuktu in California. Then you have Malibu. Malibu. The name Malibu that's in California. That stuff is in your face, man. And they'll try to explain to you different names, but those names represent the ancient blacks who were here. And some sail from other lands, some were already here. But it was constantly people, brothers and sisters, selling out and selling in. This was the ancient land where you had very different trade and different commerce was happening here in ancient America. Like I said, I don't listen to Umar Johnson. When it comes to our history, he's an idiot. He's a big idiot. All right? He doesn't know anything. The only thing he talks about is slave. He can regurgitate that nonsense over and over again. And unfortunately, some of our people listen to him because they view him as a craft orator, which he is. He's a great, skilled orator. But when it comes to our history, he doesn't know a damn thing. He's ignorant. Just like these Amon Ra Squad clowns. They're ignorant. This is why I tell you to do your own research. This is why I give you information. That's why I show you the similarities of the building structures with the Mali, the Dogon, that you see in West Africa. And then you see over in America. You have the pyramids in Africa. You have the pyramids in America. There are some differences, but you have those type of building structures. Why? Because these people traveled the damn planet. Your people, most black people were already here. We were not brought over from slaves from Africa. That is a lie. Even majority of the black people in Brazil, majority were there. But just with them, they mixed in with more with Africans. We mixed less with the bulk of Africans. But those black people in Brazil, the numbers are so damn high because they represent the Aboriginal blacks who already were there. That is documented. But unfortunately, when you have been conditioned to think that you just come over here on a boat, a slave boat, and you had no history before that. That's ridiculous. But this is something that we need to know and understand our true history, our real history, and really understand and grasp our full history. Like I said, Malibu, California, Timbuktu, California, all right? The Mandan tribe, Malinche, Tallahassee, Kankakee, Lenape, all this stuff has a lot of those are, like I said, broken off Malian tribes, or they mixed in with various different other black groups and formed different tribes. See, remember, you had these one group of nations break off, they mix another group of nations. These are black people. The Gullah Geechee, the Geechee, the old Geechee River. I showed you that, man. The Geechee not no damn African slaves, man. For no Angola, those are Aboriginal black people, Indians who were already here. And unfortunately, some of them Negroes believe that they were slaves from Africa. Some know better than that. This is what happens when you take a few generations to lose your identity. We must regain our consciousness, regain our identity, regain our true history, and understand who the hell we really are. We're not descendants of Africans. We are a very special group. That's why we're so inventive. Because we come from the ancestors who originate and built everything, and they spread that knowledge globally. Like that book that I had written by the African guy, or Obunga. He talks about how the civilizations came from the Americas, and those black people came from the Americas, and they went over to Africa. People think that the pyramids or the culture in Africa is older than America's. You hear Negro scholars till today will try to tell you that the America is a new world, but yet you have building structures in Miami that's thousands of years older than the pyramids of Giza, that are sophisticated building structures. How the hell America's the new world? America's never been the new world. America's the old world. Africa's an old world. Europe's an old world. But America's a new world to white folks because they knew nothing about it. They just knew hearsay about it, and they start to travel over here. Well, originally they were brought over here as slaves, but they start to travel over here on their own, and they start to see the rich gold, the lavish paved gold streets, the highways. I showed you that with Copan and Takao. I showed you that. And I'm gonna get on even more with Copan and Takao in further videos down the line. But I want to break you down. I want you to look at a lot of these building structures. Man, that's the Mali or the Malay. You look at these tribes, like I said, the Mandan. Like I said, Malinche, Mali, like Mali as the name Mali. That's giving homage to the Malinians. That's what these people were. That's who the Anasazi were, the ancient ones were. And you see they carved this rock. So when you hear these clowns for the Amun-Ra squad saying that it's myth that the ancient Egyptians went to the Grand Canyon, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because I'm just showing you what the Mali did, why they carved into rock. They carved into rock structures. And they had iron. And they knew how to smelt iron. They were smelting iron and making them damn mounds. They had furnaces inside them damn mounds. This is why you really need to study your history. Stop listening to Pan-Africans, man. They are ignorant. And I'm telling you, they are extremely ignorant. And I can't stand them. And I can't stand like these fake Negroes with the fake PhDs who don't know what the hell they talking about. Like I said, I come from family educators. So I was very fortunate. Like I said, my great aunt was the first black female district superintendent. I was either Alabama or Georgia. I'm not gonna throw a name out there because that'd be but she was that, and she emphasized that. And she just lived in a little house in the South, and she didn't make a big deal. She wasn't going crazy at all like that. She didn't go spend her money like that, but she was a beautiful woman. But what I'm trying to say is this fact is that we have a great history. We gotta stop believing that we come from slaves from Africa. That is a lie. I'm gonna repeat this again. Majority of so-called black Americans are not descendant of African slaves. Gates is a sellout. But he's there as a plant to push that racist white agenda. Learn your true history. Learn who you truly are. Learn your full history. Do not listen to any of these Negroes who continue to talk about that slave narrative that you come from Africa as slaves. That is a lie. Even majority of black people in Brazil were already there, like I said, but they mixed in more with Africans compared to us. But even the scope of that, you always have, like I said in other videos, black people traveling back and forth. So you have some Africans coming over here and here going into Africa or to Asia. That's why you have these dark-skinned Negroes all over the damn planet, and they built ships and they traveled around the world. Some of them built like small little canoes, little dugout boats. Some of them had wooden sophisticated ships, like I said before. Get our information back. Reclaim our information. Reclaim our true history. And stop listening to Umar Johnson. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm telling you right now. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He wants to make you a foreigner in your damn homeland. We're not foreigners here. Alright? He want to make you a foreigner in your damn land. I want you to go look at these southwestern structures. Study them. And then look at what the Mali built over in Mali. What is now Mali? Look what they built over there and look at the southwestern structures. They're the same damn thing because they're the same people. And then look at a lot of these names. And then listen to the names. Listen to the sound in those names, man. They're so obviously Aboriginal black people. It's funny. And I think it's a joke now that you can still have Negroes talking about roots. I'm telling you, the original black slaves were the Indians and they've been reclassified. This is obvious. This is in your face, man. There's no excuse for this no more. You're not descendant of African slaves. I repeat this again. You're not descendant of African slaves. That's why I can't stand that term ADOS. I don't use the term foundational, but I don't have nothing against foundation. Alright? But that ADOS crap, I don't give a damn. So I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, learn your true history. Learn who you really are. Find out who you really are. Alright? Man, I gotta cut my grass, man. My grass starting to grow an afro, man. But peace of brothers and sisters, man. I'm letting you know this information. Study your history, study your true history. I love you. Continue to grow, continue to expand and get that knowledge. Stop saying that you're descendant of African slaves. Study building structure. Also study these names. You have Malibu, California, and Timbuktu, California. And I'm telling you, the so-called Mali, like I said, we're in California, all the way to Virginia. They might have been up in the New York area too, the broken off tribes, but I know definitely California, and definitely all the way over to Virginia, and then down south and into the Midwest. I'm telling you now, study your history. This information's there. But you have to want to seek this knowledge. You're gonna have to want to grow. You can't listen to Umar Johnson. American Africans? That idiot make you an immigrant in your land. He make you a foreigner in your land. He telling you to go back somewhere or identify with somewhere that his ass won't never go. Won't he go there and live then? Get his ass up out of here. But he's not going to do that. But he's going to continue to give you misinformation. See, I know he's a fraud and a liar. Oh, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. I know that. But a lot of people listen to that orator skills that he has. Oh man, he's a great speaker. He's an exceptional speaker. But yet the nigga don't know what he's talking about. Alright? He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I'm giving you brothers and sisters information. Peace and love. I love you. Get that knowledge, baby.